Ready to level up your author career? Join us at Author Nation in Las Vegas, November 11th through the 15th. Network with your fellow indie authors, learn from industry experts, and discover the tools to boost your writing business. Reserve your spot today at authornation.live. See you in Vegas.
All right, ready to dive into something useful today. We're tackling Hone Your Home Writing Setup with These Easy Ergonomic Techniques by Wendy VanCamp.
Oh, this is a good one.
You know, making our writing spaces work for us, I'm all about feeling good while getting things done.
I'm with you on that.
And it's something I've been thinking about more and more lately.
Yeah, especially with how much time we spend at our desks.
Exactly. And VanCamp just gets it. She's not messing around. This isn't just about avoiding a stiff neck. It's about protecting our passion, you know?
Absolutely. You can't write if your body's falling apart.
And she really breaks it down, even describing her ideal office setup. Now I'm thinking I need an L-shaped desk, like yesterday.
Right. No more reaching across the desk like.
For real.
It's smart, though, that L shape. Makes everything flow better, less strain.
Which, when you're talking hours at a time...
Oh, it adds up. And she doesn't stop there. She's got the pull-out keyboard tray.
Fancy. But there's a reason for it, right?
Absolutely. That 90-degree angle at the elbows. Crucial.
Elbows in, forearms parallel to the floor. Everyone visualize it.
Exactly. And it's amazing how many people overlook the simple stuff. Like, she mentions feet flat on the floor, good chair support.
Oh, and the cushions. Lumbar support and a Cossack's cushion. She's not messing around.
No kidding.
Oh.
All about that back support. And, of course, the classic, monitor at eye level.
I'm so guilty of hunching over my laptop.
It happens. But seriously, preventing neck strain is a game changer.
I'm already eyeing up some books to make a DIY stand, but this all sounds like ideal dedicated office space, you know? What about those of us with, like, the kitchen table setup?
She actually addresses that. Later in the article, she talks about being in cafes, places without that perfect setup. It's about adjusting what you can control.
Makes sense. So it's not about having the perfect space. It's about
being mindful, even with what you've got. Might inspire some folks to look around their own workspace, see what small tweaks they can make.
Love that. Now let's talk tools. She gets into keyboards and mice. And I gotta know, are mechanical keyboards really life-changing?
Okay, maybe life-changing is strong, but they do make a difference. Imagine typing on a cloud that goes click with every keystroke.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And she's right, that sound, it can be focusing for some people. But beyond that, the responsiveness, the comfort,
translates to
better accuracy, speed, you just get in the flow more.
Interesting. And she mentions wrist rests too, but with a warning.
Yeah, they can be helpful, but you don't want to overdo it.
How so?
Well, think about it. If your wrists are always elevated.
Creates new problems.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance, support without
messing up your wrist posture.
Exactly.
So moderation is key. But here's the big one. How do we deal with all the sitting writers do? It's like part of the job description.
Right. And she ties it back to overall health, aiming for 10,000 steps a day.
Which, let's be honest,
easier said than done when you're on a roll with your writing.
Especially when that writing chair is so comfy.
I hear you.
Oh.
So what's the solution? She's a big fan of standing desks?
If you can swing it.
Definitely. But she also relies on the Pomodoro technique.
Okay. Refresh my memory.
You set a timer, work for 25 minutes, then a short break to move around.
So even those mini breaks add up.
Big time. She even says stepping away isn't just physical, it's good for eye strain. And it can even give you a fresh perspective when you get back to writing.
Like hitting the refresh button for sure. And speaking of gear, she has this whole section on essential write gear. And it's not just pens and notebooks.
It's next level.
Right. Like she starts with blue light blocking glasses.
Those are becoming more popular, but she makes a good point about
why they matter.
Exactly. It's not just about looking cool, it's about the blue light from our screens.
Which, let's be real, we're staring at constantly.
And that takes a toll. Eye strain is real. These glasses help filter that out.
Okay, I'm sold. My eyes are feeling it. Just thinking about all this. What else does she recommend?
All right, get this. An analog bullet journal.
Really?
Yeah.
In this digital age?
I know, right? But she talks about how important it is to have something tactile, offline.
To unplug a little.
Exactly. It's not just about nostalgia. It reduces screen time, different kind of focus.
I could see that, especially for like brainstorming, getting away from the blinking cursor for a bit.
That's it. And last but not least, she's all about the laptop riser.
For those of us without a fancy adjustable monitor.
It's crucial, especially if you're using an external keyboard. Gets that screen up to the right height.
Otherwise, we're all hunched over like.
No one wants that.
So let's see. We've got the L-shaped desk, the keyboard tray, monitor at eye level. This is becoming quite the setup.
And the best part is you don't need to do it all at once. Even one or two of these things can make a difference.
It's about finding what works for you. Though she mentions using a separate keyboard even with her laptop. Why is that?
It all comes back to that 90-degree angle. You can't really get that with a laptop keyboard. You end up either hunching or your arms are all weird.
Both of which sound uncomfortable.
And that defeats the purpose. We want comfort, focus, all that good stuff.
Working smarter, not harder. I like her style.
Me too. And it's not just random tips. It's all connected to this bigger picture of taking care of yourself as a writer.
Which, as we've established, is super important. What really clicked for you from all this?
You know, I think her emphasis on movement really resonated. It's easy to forget about that when you're in the zone.
The struggle is real.
I'm picturing myself with a standing desk now. And definitely going to try that Pomodoro technique.
Those little breaks make a difference, huh?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
And it made me think, she focuses a lot on the physical setup, but what about our mental environment?
Ooh, good point. We're getting deep now.
Right. So we've got the perfect desk, the ergonomic chair, but how do we create a headspace that's just as optimized?
It's like, we've got the external stuff, but what about the internal ergonomics?
That's it. And she touches on it a bit with the analog journal, but I think it goes even deeper.
Like what kind of things come to mind?
Well, imagine decluttering not just your desk, but your computer too.
Mm-hmm.
All those tabs, notifications. It's mental space.
Oh, 100%. If my browser's a mess, my brain feels it.
Right. Creating that calm, even in the digital world. And then there's sensory stuff.
Ooh, yeah, like scents, sounds.
Exactly. I know some writers who swear by a certain type of music, or even just like white noise.
It's about finding what works for you, creating that little bubble of focus.
And maybe that changes day to day, you know. Some days you need the cafe buzz, others it's got to be crickets chirping, haha.
This has been so fascinating. Really makes you think about the writing process differently.
Absolutely. It's not just about the words, it's about the whole setup, mental and physical.
Taking care of ourselves so we can do what we love.
Exactly. So listeners, what about you? What's one thing you could change in your own writing space?
Maybe it is trying out a standing desk. Or grabbing those blue light blocking glasses.
Even a small tweak can make a difference.
And hey, if you're feeling inspired, let us know. What are your ergonomic wins?
Dream writing setups, mental tricks, we want to hear it all.
Until next time, happy writing, everyone.